rituals. Sometimes I like to set up like little toys around, like while I'm drawing. Like I'll just kind of like come over here and be like, today I'm gonna draw with like.
Planet of the apes, I'm a 10, I run it. If you want a place in my world, gotta earn it. I am looking down on my subjects like the sun. When I draw a line in the sand, best not extend your hand. They say I am bougie, that I am too goody-goody. Sipping champagne in jacuzzis. Who is she? She is so choosy. Be acting like she all this. So lucky, I hate that. I bet her hair ain't even palm Mitch, and she ain't even that lit. My Jews be gaudy, yeah, I be feeling godly. My attitude hardy, my actions is bossy. Work ethic make billions, breathe life in all y'all children's. I'm sorry, not sorry. Find facts before you spread myths. Planet of the apes, I'm a 10, I run it. If you want a place in my world, gotta earn it. I am looking down on my subjects like the sun. When I draw a line in the sand, best not extend your hand. Apes, 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 yeah. Apes, 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 apes. Planet of the apes, 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 apes. Apes, 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 apes. I'm a 10.
Thank you, ultimate respect you. Thank you, ultimate respect you.
He had a dream it would rise up and elevate. Picture the day that we all would get to celebrate.
What's going on, All Madden Gaming? We are live here, twitch.tv/All Madden Gaming CFM. You see the new magazine cover, Volume 3. Let me know how it looks and sounds in the chat, guys. This is featuring Josh Allen and the Red Hot Buffalo Bills, the Bills Mafia. Josh Allen leading this team to a quick 3-0 start to start the season. Arguably the hottest team in the AMG today. Sir, what are your thoughts on the Buffalo Bills and how dominant they've been early on?
Oh, the Bills are solid. I mean, they're going to take that division. I think they're going to go all the way to the conference. Even instead of just taking the East, I think they're going to make it all the way to the AFC conference.
All right, let's get it rocking and rolling here. Let me know how it looks and sounds in the chat, guys. We are going live here in an AMG live broadcast number 21. I'm joined along Serp, the San Francisco 49er extraordinaire, Fred Warner lover of all things. It looks like the Tennessee Titans are going to get the opportunity to start with the offense on the field here. What are you looking for today for the Tennessee Titans to do in order for them to hang in this game with a very dominating AFC opponent in the Indianapolis Colts? Because you know the Colts are going to give it to you on the ground. You got Jonathan Taylor, and then on the flip side, we got Derrick the King Henry. So we're looking at these two teams and probably thinking to ourselves, it's going to be a running attack here. It's all going to be on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Taylor, 267 yards week 1, 119 yards week 2. I mean, he's got 5 touchdowns combined in 2 games, so he's just been pounding it. And the Colts need it because Carson Wentz, to tell you the truth, isn't really doing too hot. I mean, he's averaging maybe 120 yards a game, and I think he's got 1 touchdown on 2 games. So if they can somehow just really play the run, the Titans anyway, if they can play the run defense, I think they'll have a chance at actually taking this one.
Yeah, that's easier said than done. You got to stop Jonathan Taylor there on the offensive side of the ball there for the Indianapolis Colts. But they're on the defensive side of the ball right now. You see Darius Leonard, linebacker there. There's a play-action boot to the left side. Tannehill looking and cooking, finds his man on the left side. That's 89, kind of took it away from Julio Jones, and that's going to be more. Give me more. 1st and 10 here for the Tennessee Titans. What do you think about a little play-action boot to start the game off? Something simple, easy read for Tannehill to get him some confidence and some swagger here starting AMG Live broadcast number 21.
Oh, I like it. I think the defense is probably playing a little more conservative right now, so that play action gives them a little bit more time to find an open receiver. And it's sort of the opposite of what the Colts are, because the Titans, Ryan Tannehill, is playing great. I mean, 3 touchdowns week 1, 1 touchdown week 2. He's averaging about 300-some yards a game, so it's like a kind of flippy-floppy. Even with they've got Derrick Henry, they're not using him as much. I mean, he's got some touchdowns, and they're pounding the rock in when they need to, but it's like passing for the Titans, running for the Colts. So we'll see who comes up on top.
Yeah, absolutely. You look at Julio Jones, that's been the big-time playmaker, number 2 here for the Tennessee Titans. 7 catches, 227 yards in just 2 games so far, 32.4 yards per catch. He's been absolutely dominating secondaries, being able to get over the top. You know, and he's one of those guys, you can put him on a fade, a go, crosser. I mean, pretty much however you want it. Julio Jones down the field is just a monster to deal with. And don't forget about A.J. Brown. He's got 11 catches, $146. And Derrick Henry's third on the receiving end here with 96 yards on 9 catches. Derrick Henry on the year, 4.7 yards per carry, 30 attempts. Tannehill, 45 passing attempts. So you look at the 1-1 Tennessee Titans, and you would like to have that a little bit more balance. You want to see Tannehill at 50 attempts and Derrick Henry around 50 attempts as well if I'm Tennessee.
Absolutely, but I think the Titans still have a pretty good shot at taking out this game. I mean, on paper, you would think that they were a bit better. Now, of course, they're 1-1, and I think the Colts are 2-0, or is that the other way around? Yeah, the Colts are 2-0, the Titans are 1-1. So, you know, you would think that they would be able to defeat the Colts, but I guess we'll see this game.
That we will. Serp giving an astute analysis there. That's another handoff to Derrick Henry. Really not much going up the middle of the field here for Derrick Henry. And because he's so big, a lot of people start believing that Derrick Henry is a back that just runs between the tackles. He can get outside, and that's when he's really the most dangerous. We've seen him in the past in AMG get outside, and now he's attacking those corners and those secondary players, the safeties, and they just don't have the strength and the size to bring him down. But so far right now, we're just seeing a lot of Derrick Henry up the middle right here. I'd like to see something outside and get him going downhill, maybe a sweep.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. People forget.
There he goes, Derrick Henry, the Kings. He's loose right now. Little stiff arm on 2-6. I told you he's tough to bring down for these cornerbacks. 1st and 10, 3 of 365 yards. That's just a little slip screen. Same principle. You get him outside, and what does he do? He finds space, and now he's running downhill in that locomotive train. You don't want to step in front of that because it's going to be nothing but pain.
Yeah, you called it. What I was going to say is if just kind of a fact is Henry is just as fast, almost just as fast as Jonathan Taylor. So it is. He's really big, and people start to think, oh, he's going to bowl me over, run me over. But yeah, it takes away from the fact that he's.
Yeah, absolutely. You get a blitz off the edge here. You run a little screen to the weak side. Henry's running downfield, and now you're asking the safety and the secondary from the weak side to pursue their way over across the field, only to take on one of the biggest halfbacks in the AMG, one of the toughest takedowns, and that's Derrick Henry. 4 carries, 8 yards, still hasn't got anything going on. And once again, another in between the tackle run, between the guards, kind of running that A-gap.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job. I think the Colts are doing a good job at the bend don't break and shortening up the field and then just playing the rundown here. I think they could probably get Tannehill into throwing a pick or just, kind of get wild down there with the short field.
We talked about Derrick Henry being that third receiver here for the Tennessee Titans. Julio Jones leading the way over 200 yards. Then you have A.J. Brown about $150. But Derrick Henry so far, you got Tannehill 4 for 4. 2 of those targets have gone to Derrick Henry, and Ryan Tannehill has just really ran a simplified offense here to get himself in a groove, and it's been working for him. There's probably the best run of the day so far for Derrick Henry. That's going to move the chains. First down, and then inside the 5. This is what we like to call King Henry territory. Let's see if he can light up the scoreboard and put some points on the board.
Yeah, I expect to see 3 just power runs right up the middle is what I would expect to see here.
Command rules, command join in the chat if you're interested in joining All Madden Gaming. 32 user league, fully immersive content. We also have a development league, the AMG Performance Center. 32 user league as well. If you're interested in joining, put command join in the chat. You can follow us on Twitter at All Madden Gaming. Pistol formation here for Ryan Tannehill here. First and goal, it's got to be a run. It is. And Derrick Henry's just going to bulldoze his way for 3 yards. So it seems like even when you get your hands on Derrick Henry, if he gets a step or two of momentum, he's falling forward for another yard or 2. I mean, it's just an automatic 3.5 yards pretty much for Derrick Henry. They got to go right back to what they just did and put 6 on the board.
Absolutely, you're right. I think 3 yards is just the default for him. And also the Colts coming out in any variation of the nickel when they're down here with Henry I don't think was a very good idea.
There's Derrick Henry into the end zone. Sorry, just trying to get some quality assurance going on here, and just as I said, you get inside the 5-yard line. It's King Henry territory, first and goal from the 4, excuse me. You get a 3-yard gain. You go right back to Derrick Henry. 11 plays, 87 yards. How would you grade that first drive, opening drive for the Tennessee Titans, sir? A to an F. Well, obviously, you're not going to be an F.
I would say BB plus. Really
BB
good
plus.
drive by them. Yeah, well, I mean, I would like to see a little bit more explosive plays. I mean, they had a good drive, but I mean, just as far as in my opinion, I mean, to get into that A level, you got to have some. I mean, you got to make some big plays. Yeah. But they did a really good job of methodically moving down the field.
Yeah, here's what we saw from Tannehill. He got outside the pocket, a little boot over to start the drive off, and then you see a little slip screen here to this side. So a lot of simple stuff for Ryan Tannehill, get him going, but hopefully that brings this defense into the box, and then you're going to have number 2 over here. Julio Jones going to try to get over the top later in the game. It's just a nice first drive. It's solid, and I'm with you, sir. I'm a B plus B. It put points on the board, but I think it's going to do more later down the line, and hopefully this defense is going to have to adjust to what they saw in that first drive. And there's the first carry today, 2nd and 7 here for the Indianapolis Colts. They're 2-0 on the season. AMG season 5 here in week 3. And the Indianapolis Colts sitting at 2-0 behind the strong legs of Jonathan Taylor, one of the most explosive backs in the AMG.
Yeah, I think when the Titans, they're going to start to realize that the Colts really don't have much of a defensive line. I mean, the best player they got, DeForest Buckner, I mean, beyond that, on the left side, right side, and even the other defensive tackle up there in the 4-3 is not really all that good. So I think the Titans are going to start to realize that they're going to be able to kind of pound that rock into the Colts, and I think that might make it difficult for the Colts to keep in this.
Yeah, you've heard a lot of GMs around the AMG talk about this Indianapolis Colts offense early on. Buffalo Bills gives it to you in a variety of ways. This is what you're going to get from the Colts. You're going to get a team that looks to run crossers deep down the field, and then they're going to ground and pound you with Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor, he's a 3-way back. He can go up the middle. He can go to the right, to the outside, inside, however you want it. And they're going to use this passing attack to stretch your defense and pull you back, and then they're going to allow, you see him right there on the right side. They're going to allow their halfback, Jonathan Taylor, to make some plays. Trips to the left side once again. Jack Doyle, number 84, the tight end on the right side. When in doubt, angle route, finds the man, Naheem Hines. He's down to the 41-yard line. 1 for 2, 13 yards. I guess they called that an incompletion on that 1st and 10.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Jonathan Taylor, I mean, this guy is, I mean, just to give a picture of how well he's doing in the league, he's leading the league, of course, and it's not even close. I mean, we're talking about 120, 130 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he is absolutely an outstanding player. But on the other hand, though, it's because Carson Wentz isn't really doing all that well. So it's definitely a benefit to them, but you would like it to be for a better reason than the quarterback not doing as well.
And up to the left side, there's JT, 2-8, the great. 2 carries, 11 yards, and that's going to be 2nd and 2. Having a guy like this where you can run just this little zone split, alert smoke, little RPO action, pick up 8, easy peasy here for the Indianapolis Colts. And now you're in a 2nd and 2, and this is when you have to respect that play action deep bomb down the field.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard for the Titans defense because looking at the Colts offensive line, it is stacked. I mean, they've got to have the best offensive line in AMG, which I think gives...
Oh, I thought he had a little bit of space there as Landry, one of the best outside linebackers, Harold Landry for the Tennessee Titans. That might have been a touchdown-saving tackle. I mean, if he doesn't come off that block right there on the left side, I don't know if anybody's catching this guy because once he gets going, I mean, he's blocked right here, Landry. He comes off and kind of catches him on the side. He was about to break outside and potentially put 6 on the board.
Yeah, definitely. Pay attention to how long those Colts offensive linemen holds their blocks and how much time they give both the runner and the quarterback.
Dangerous pass, but it doesn't matter. When it's out over now, number 11 putting up 6, about to be 7 off his back foot. Wow, little play action jet sweep. He's got a lot of time in the pocket, sir, but it does start collapsing on him, and he ends up throwing. That is not a fundamentally sound throw there. Tim Duncan would not like that footwork there, but Wentz is a gunslinger, and he just slings it out there, and they put 7 on the board. That's got to be heartbreaking if you're a Tennessee Titan fan right now because you went on such a methodical drive, 11 plays. You get into the end zone with a Derrick Henry touchdown. And then the Colts come back, and then they run a play action there, and they kind of throw a a jump ball that you feel, hey, there's an opportunity for me to make a play, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, pretty dangerous. I mean, obviously ill-advised pass. I've seen the 49ers do it a bunch, but sometimes just the athleticism of the player can help out the quarterback and make a mistake into 6.
There's another flood kind of concept there to the right side, really simplifying the field here for Ryan Tannehill. You're just getting a split of the field. He's either rolling this way or he's rolling here to the left, and right there you get the flood. You got a corner, you got a guy coming underneath, go route over the top. Simple reads here for Ryan Tannehill, and if you're able to complete at a high percentage like this, oh, that was actually a crosser play. If you were able to complete at a high percentage, you're just going to make it that much easier for this running attack to really get going. Oh, there's a nice screen there to the left side. That's number 11, A.J. Brown, down to the 40-yard line. Looked like JP in the chat says Wentz throw animation looks so weird. He was under pressure, so his feet weren't set, and he kind of threw off his back foot. Pretty cool little new animation we got there. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I think, as far as going back to whether it was disheartening or not for the Titans, probably a little bit, but it seems like it just gave them some energy. It looks like they want to come back and just score even faster now. So it might make this to be a pretty competitive and a great game to watch. What a move by Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry just showing why. You talk about his size and his power when he runs, and his ability to pick up yards in tight spaces and almost shrug off contact, in those arm tackles. But we don't talk about his elusiveness, and he is an elusive back, especially for his size.
Yeah, definitely. He showed it right there. I mean, and the speed on the outside, like I said, he's just as fast and just as agile as Jonathan Taylor. So, I mean, but he's got the, 247 pounds, 6'3" coming at you.
That's like Brad, except 5'3". Pass underneath to Daniels. That's a 9-yard gain there. Tennessee Titans in control right now. Another nice drive down the field. You want to look at time of possession, and right now Tennessee is absolutely dominating that against the 2-0 Indianapolis Colts here in Week 3. There's a nice run again. I'm telling you, you can't tackle Derrick Henry above the waist. You have to take his legs out, or you're going to have to put yourself in a position where you're attacking his hip, and you're really trying to hog tie those legs together, because if you're trying to tackle him above the waist, good luck to you. You're going to have to be, probably Harold Landry's the only one that can probably get it done, and fortunately for them, he's on the same team.
Ooh, dangerous pass.
Yeah, another play action kind of boot flood concept there for Tannehill, and it seems like Indianapolis is starting to adjust. This little quick throw to the flat is dangerous here. When you don't have as much space, as the field shrinks when you're getting closer, you're at the 13-yard line. If you get a beat on that ball as a defender, you're gone. That's a pick 6. That's a dangerous throw from Ryan Tannehill. He's going to have to clean that up. 2nd and 9. Here we go. Even though it was a 1-yard gain, a high risk, low return. There's another drag underneath, finds his man. That's Julio Jones, number 2, but he's number 1 on this team, leading them in receptions, leading them in yards, leading them in touchdowns at the receiver position, number 2. Absolutely balling this year.
Yeah, I mean, 32 years old, and he still is top of the league as far as athleticism, catching ability. I mean, the ups he's got. At 32 years old, I mean, this guy's going to make it all the way. He'd be in there until he retires for sure. 34, 36, he'll still be a viable wide receiver 1.
Don't forget, coming up on this double header, we got the Arizona Cardinals, Kyler Murray and company, easy for me to say, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Derrick Henry trying to fight his way in. And you talk about arm tackles. That's Darius Leonard, I believe, able to bring down, and he's another one of those physical linebackers, and he was able to kind of stop Derrick Henry there in his tracks. But 1st and goal from the 1. We've been here before. Last time it was at the 4. It was 2 runs for Derrick Henry. He punches it in. Here, I'm going to go the over-under on 1. Does he get in on 1 or not?
Yeah, I think he gets in on 1.
Don't get too cute here if you're the Tennessee Titans. You're sitting at 1-1. Colts sitting at 2-0 here in Week 3 action. AMG season number 5. If you want to join All Madden Gaming, you can follow us on Twitter at All Madden Gaming. Also, daddyleagues.com/AMG. Hit the join tab at the the joint graphic at the top, as I think we hit the 2-minute warning here in the second half.
Yeah, they got some momentum on their side right now, too. I mean, the O-line is blocking really well, and on top of that, you got Derrick Henry that really doesn't need it. So, I mean, with the extra little bit of blocking they're going to get here, I think, yeah, you don't get cute. You just slam it up the middle and have him try to truck it on in there.
And that's how Serb has acquired most of his kits. Pistol formation.
Pause.
There's a handoff to the right side. I like to see him go up the middle, but he goes outside instead, and that cornerback able to take that stiff arm and keep driving Derrick Henry to the sideline. And right there, that's a gutsy tackle from Rakia Sin. And I mean, it takes guts to be undersized, especially in the weight department, and eat that stiff arm and still hold on to Derrick Henry and bring him down. And now they're at the 6-yard line. I think they should have just ran straight up the middle, got a little cute there. There's a pass underneath. Could have been picked off, but it isn't. A.J. Brown into the end zone. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, tech out. That's 6 points on the board for Tennessee. Another questionable throw for Ryan Tannehill. Not as smooth as he looked on that first drive.
Yeah, I think Wentz and Tannehill they just became even now. They both got their, one got it to Pittman, the other one got it to Brown. Now they both got their the football gods gave them their touchdown as opposed to an intercept. Both of them should have been interceptions, both the one to Pittman and the one to Brown. But here we are at 14-7.
You can see it now. Tannehill on the sideline. He's pulling up the tablet and he's looking and seeing what he missed, because obviously he's looking next level and he's believing Julio Jones is pretty naked right there, but in actuality, there was a defender sitting right in front of that pass. That was another risky throw. We talked about the one earlier to the sideline. Remember that one, sir? And we said when the field shrinks at the 13-yard line, that could have been a pick six. And right here, you know, you go from the 1-yard line, you get pushed back, and that could have been real detrimental to the cause of getting this dub here in week 3.
Yeah, it seems like he's going away from some of the longer passes he did in the first 2 games. Now, I mean, it's either Derrick Henry or it's short passes into the flats or something like that. He might have to just air it out a little bit to give Henry some more breathing room.
Jonathan Taylor is just so smooth. His ability to change direction, and it's almost like a shooter in basketball who knows exactly how much space he needs to get his shot off, right? This is what you're getting with Jonathan Taylor. There's a drop there on the left side. Nice throw by Wentz. Just unable to come away with it, 3rd and 4. But Jonathan Taylor, he knows exactly how much space is needed between him and the defender for him to make a move and get shifty. And it just seems like he kind of toys with these defenders. Looking, Wentz kind of hesitated, missed day. That was a dangerous throw late. Harold Landry could have made a play, but 81. Ollie Cox is able to get down to the 47-yard line. Wentz now 3 for 5. No huddle action coming up.
Yeah, that was Evans right there. I would expect him to make a play on that, at least get a hand up and knock it down.
Yeah, it seems like, well, there's a little wheel route there on the right side. Taylor trying to get out of bounds. They're going to have to burn a timeout here. Indianapolis 1 left. They're 2-0 on the season, down 7 right now against the 1-1 Tennessee Titans. It's been the Jonathan Taylor show for the Indianapolis Colts. But so far in this game, it was Carson Wentz off his back foot, bombing it deep down the field and putting 7 on the board early. You don't want to see that now. You want to see a little bit more control with 30 seconds left here at the 24-yard line.
Absolutely. Yeah, that route by Taylor was great. So not even only on the ground, but he's picking it up through the air.
Another throw underneath Naheem Hines. Got to be a little bit more conservative in your open field tackling, the aggressiveness, and that really is going to be a sticking point here for the defensive coordinator for the Tennessee Titans going into halftime. You have to respect the play. They're just rolling to the right side, wide open. Paris Campbell, that's a touchdown, easy peasy. It's going to be a tie game going into halftime. And the Colts trying to keep the winning streak alive, sitting at 2-0. Tennessee Titans 1-1. And these look like 2 evenly matched teams here. But Carson Wentz, he seems like he has Lady Luck on his side here in week 3.
Yeah, very close game, really even. I mean, they seem to both be mirroring each other. Each time they have the ball, each time they're on the defense.
Yeah, that would be mirroring, yeah.
Oh, mirroring, right? Nice.
It seems like the game is almost identical. It's 14-14.
I mean, the play. We're a little deeper than that. You know what I mean? We're in Madden. We're in Zen. Football Zen.
Save that for the young ladies, though. You're about as deep as a kiddie pool.
Let me write that down.
It's going to be a little prevent here. Probably get a handoff here to Derrick Henry. Maybe a little halfback base here. Oh, they're going to throw the ball here. Looking. They're going to swing it right to Derrick Henry, see if he can make something happen. Get a couple pancake blocks down the field. Maybe a face mask doesn't happen. 34 puts Derrick Henry on the field. And just like that, we're going to halftime 14-14 here. AMG Live broadcast number 21. This will be archived on YouTube.com. You can search us All Madden Gaming CFM. Twitch.tv/All Madden Gaming CFM. If you can go ahead and give us a follow now. Sub, appreciate it as well.
I think coming into out of halftime, they'd both look to maybe play the shorter pass and the run a little bit and make each other start coming out firing in the second half and kind of change up the whole entire gameplay.
Yeah, if I'm the Tennessee Titans, I'm going to look at whatever defense I was in that had Carson Wentz hesitate in the pocket and then throw off his back foot under pressure and try to drive the ball. You know, whatever I took away on that play is what I want to go with. I want Carson Wentz to go back to looking deep down the field and trying to drive the ball into coverage, because 9 times out of 10, I think that's going to come out in the favor of the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, you put a little bit of pressure on Carson Wentz or stay in that kind of formation or cover that whatever route it was that they took away. You're right. Yeah, I think it's over for Wentz.
Run to the left side. Jonathan Taylor, 5 carries, 22 yards. This isn't as explosive as we've seen him in the first 2 weeks. He came into this game with 386 yards on the ground, 34 attempts. That's right. He's averaging early on. It's still really early. 11.4 yards per carry, 5 touchdowns on a season, and the majority of it came. I mean, the Seattle Seahawks couldn't stop him at all. 18 carries, 267 yards in a 31-22 victory. And then against the Los Angeles Rams, he was 16 carries, 119 yards in a 28-14 victory. And there's a low pass. A little dangerous, but finding one of his favorite targets on the day, already with the touchdown. Paris Campbell comes away with that, and it's 3rd and 6, a little manageable opportunity for Carson Wentz. What do you do here, sir? You take away the flats? Try to see if you can get Wentz to drive the ball down the field a little bit?
Absolutely. Take away the flats or send 5 or possibly even 6 and just, make sure that you're not giving anything up deep, but, put a lot of pressure on them and play them flat. So I think you get a turnover or at least a 3-and-out.
All right, here we go. Arguably one of the biggest third downs of the game, an opportunity to go 3 up, 3 down. We saw Pittman earlier. Watch him over here on this left side. Let's see if he can get something going. He's going to sit on this little hook route. They go right back to the right side. Is that enough for the first down? It's going to be close. I think they're going to give it to him. Carson Wentz, 8 for 10, buck 36, 2 touchdown. Nope, 4th and inches. It's punt unit time for the Indianapolis Colts, and that's a big stop, and that's awareness, play recognition, understanding down and distance, and protecting the sticks. That's a great job there for the Tennessee Titans defense.
Yeah, great job, and that's what they did. They played the flat on that side, and it paid off.
Really
I don't even think there would have been anything there to challenge.
Yeah, you'd really like to see on that throw a little bit more effort from the receiver to try to make some kind of lunge forward, to make sure that he got it. I think when he caught the ball, he probably felt like his feet were past the line of scrimmage, and it just wasn't there. And maybe that's just, there's a dangerous pass picked off. We called it. Ryan Tannehill, when he gets a little bit too aggressive, bad things happen. In the former Minnesota Vikings, Xavier Woods, 2-7 with an INT.
That was a gift right back to the Colts. I mean, he threw it right into that. I mean, it was almost double coverage. It looks like he was coming on a comeback or something like that.
No,
and
that was a little lazy corner right there, and I believe it was this route right here. But it was much more upfield. You got to put some air on that. You can't line drive and give it everything. There goes Paris Campbell again. He's just explosive after the catch in the end zone, back of the end zone. However you want it, screenplay, RPOs, number 1, Paris Campbell coming away with some big-time plays, and just like that, the 2-0 Indianapolis Colts looking to improve to 3-0 as they go on a quick 14-0 run, and that's how important it was for them to score right before half.
Yeah, Paris Campbell, take a look at him. I mean, really fast, obviously a speedster. Had 54 yards versus Seattle week 1 and a touchdown, 1 drop already in the first game. And then versus the Rams, he had 4 receptions, really small stuff, 25 yards, so drags, etc. But He's been in it a little bit. I think he's even having a better game. This might be his best game then.
Yeah, he caught a touchdown on a broken play. He ended up finding himself in the back pylon. He got a pylon here, pylon here. Tannehill found him on a broken play earlier. And, Carson Wentz. And now he's running his RPO games, as you see in the previous games. That's what they're going to do. They're going to let him get his yards after he catches the ball and let him do all the dirty work. And I think that's a great way to use him. As you see A.J. Brown picks up 6-yard line, 2nd and 4 here for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, those RPOs are definitely very dangerous plays in the league. I mean, you can really get some yards out of those.
Especially if you have a threat at the halfback position. If you are a ground and pound team and you are running these options in which you can hand the ball off, but if the defense gets a little cute or you see too many in the box, you can whip it out to the flat and have yourself an opportunity to get some 2-on-2s on the sideline, and it's really just one man to beat, as you saw Paris Campbell just dance his way into the end zone on that previous possession for the Indianapolis Colts, and that's 2 on the day for Paris Campbell. So if you got him in fantasy, you're feeling good right now. There's a little halfback base running to Derrick Henry. I'd like to see something more outside for Derrick Henry. As we said, everything really heavy in between the tackles, really in between the guards here. And you're not getting much. Right there, Derrick Henry for no gain. How often do we really say that?
Right, absolutely. I think the Colts are actually, they keyed in on that. They're playing inside now. So not only would I like to see it, but it would be obvious that he would probably have some pretty good plays, some pretty good runs if he would bounce it outside.
That's a dangerous throw, but a nice job putting it where only his man could get their 2nd reception on the day for more. He stole one from Julio Jones to start this game. You remember that one, sir? And now he finds himself playing like a big dog right in the soft spot of the zone. You get that nice little tight post route there with the tight end. And he just comes up, kind of splits. You got a guy sitting here, another guy sitting here. And that's just a well-placed ball for Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, it definitely took a little bit of skill to pop that in there. That was pretty close. Yeah, did we get any Horn on the Paris Campbell touchdown? Boy, I think we've got some Horn accounts receivables that we're holding on to right now.
There you go, you got one. Horn if you're horny. To the left side, Derrick Henry. This is when he's really dangerous, man. I like Derrick Henry in the passing game. We've seen previously AMG season 1, 2, 3, the usage of Derrick Henry and how he was able to be effective in the passing game. Because when you get him, if you get him catching the ball here, or at least out the backfield, and he's turning right here, you're getting corners, you're getting safeties pursuing, and that really is a big advantage for the skill set of number 22, King Henry.
Yeah, his receiving, he's definitely not, a top receiver.
There's more, give me more, 49, feeling fine, down to the 16-yard line. I don't know. I've never heard of more on the Tennessee Titans, excuse me, but he's got 3 catches, 57 yards, and every time I see him, I just feel like we're watching some type of licensed movie, and that's Adam Sandler at the tight end position making a play. Nice tackle there, and like you said, you got to go low, right, sir? That's a low cut hit there. 14 carries, 32 yards, and Rock Ya-Sin seems like he has the antidote to bring Derrick Henry down in open field.
So Briley Moore, tight end, 23 years old, out of Kansas State, 6'4", and pretty speedy for a tight end. So I think that's what I got him, a rookie out of Kansas State.
Kansas State. K-State.
Was the zeroth pick in the 63rd round. Okay.
That means undrafted, sir.
Right.
Things you learn.
I like to say zeroth because it's good.
Who was the best NBA basketball player to come out of Kansas State? K-State great.
I do not follow basketball. I wouldn't even know.
Get some guesses in the chat. Shotgun formation. You got 6 flush on the line of scrimmage, but Darius Leonard's going to bail out here. Tannehill does a great job. Oh, he had the corner naked on the side, but it doesn't matter. A.J. Brown down to the 1-yard line, King Henry territory. You see that corner right over here. You got
wide open.
Yeah, you got a defender that kind of creeps down here, and when you see this tight end come up, this corner does a bad job of not recognizing the opportunity that he's going to break behind him. He comes down and plays this flat a little too aggressive. It was wide open, but instead Tannehill, he's got tunnel vision on A.J. Brown today, and it seems to be coming up big, and this has got to be a run up the middle. Derrick Henry into the end zone. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You talk about primetime action. This is AMG Live broadcast number 21. 21, Deion Sanders, primetime. You know how it is. And just like that, when the bright lights are on you, the Tennessee Titans are looking like Titans. They tie this game up 1-1. The bookies, the bettors, they all had the Indianapolis Colts running away with this one. But we got 42 total points on the board, 5:29 left, and it's a tie ball game, as my man Sherp would say. It's almost identical.
That's mirrored. Yeah, I'm looking for a big defensive play. I mean, you know, it's going to have to come down to there's going to be, I'm going to predict in the fourth quarter, sometime in the last, 2 minutes of the fourth quarter is going to be some amazing defensive play that's going to put this game away for one of those teams.
Now you got to pick the team. You might as well get specific, Nostradamus, if you're going to.
Well, it's going to be an interception. It's going to be Carson Wentz is going to throw an interception. Titans are going to run it back for 6, and that's going to pretty much take it out of play.
6 carries, 20 yards for Jonathan Taylor, 5:18 left. If you told me the Colts had 21 points, the Tennessee Titans had 21 points, and we got 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and Jonathan Taylor doesn't have 30 yards, I would have assumed he walked off the field in the first half early sometime with an injury.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see the Jonathan Taylor show. I thought it was going to be just run. I thought it was going to be 2 runs at least every 4 downs, but we haven't seen that.
And explosive runs. I mean, he's been a big hitter, one-hitter quitters, putting points on the board. But so far for the Colts, it's been the Paris Campbell show. We've seen and let's not forget Carson Wentz off his back foot to Pittman to put points on the first 7 on the board for this game. Barely gets rid of it, right on cue. Pittman once again, right place, right time, right uniform. Down to the 39-yard line, 10 for 12, 169 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions for Carson Wentz. But I'm going to take those 12 passing attempts, and I'm going to tell you, out of those 12, there's easily, I'd say 25% of those. Yeah, there's easily 3 that I can look at and go, those could have been turnover plays.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100%. I mean, there should have been probably 3-4 turnovers more in this game already. But a lot of athleticism and a lot of wide receivers out there, really good.
Dude, we've been watching the physics the whole game. Have you not seen the tackling, the falling forward from Derrick Henry, the low cut hitting? Don't box the entire experience into one pinpoint situation and try to make it the summary of what we've watched today. Jonathan Taylor, nice patience right there. I love that run. That's very Le'Veon Bell-esque. He kind of probes this way, doesn't see what he likes, and maybe a little space opens up here, and Jonathan Taylor kind of breaks through here. He knows he's not going home on these plays, but he's continuing to fight and keep his head on a swivel, and that's just a nice pickup to move the chains.
Absolutely. I mean, if they're going to look at controlling the clock and take a little bit of time off of this before they give the ball back, I mean, that's what you want to do. That's what you want.
That was a big-time opportunity for Jonathan Taylor on the 94. Will you go all the way? And Hall makes a touchdown-saving tackle. Everything seemed to open up there. I mean, you got him coming right over here, and I just see blocking right here. You get this guy's blocked, and you just get a shed right here. But he was to the house. They're starting to open up here. There's another boot rolling to the right side. Nothing's there. Wentz trying to throw, and he throws it away. 3rd and 9.
Well, it might have been a good decision right there. I mean, there was nothing open, so he's not really much of a...
Let's ask the chat right now. Ryan Tannehill or Carson Wentz, who's played a better game so far? Both quarterbacks have some passes that have been favorable into the hands of their receivers. Carson Wentz has a little bit of that lady luck, but Tannehill has that there's a couple times he's just stepped up and driven the ball into the teeth of the defense where you're kind of wondering what he saw. And Carson Wentz got a little bit of wheels, T-Jacks. He's able to get out of the pocket and make some plays. Paris Campbell has been a big beneficiary of that. Nice pass, finds his man Jack Doyle, and that ball's out, and they're going to call that a fumble. I don't know if he took a couple steps, but it will be close. And Naheem Hines able to get on it, and it's still 1st and 10. Another, you talk about off the back foot early in the game. Wentz bomb down the field to Pittman, and now, it looks like it took a couple steps there, a couple football moves. Jack Doyle gets a fumble, and they end up picking up a 1st down. This could be really heartbreaking if the Titans lose this game. Nowhere to go there.
It looks like Evans just shoulder checked him pretty hard after he caught that ball and just popped it right out of his left hand. So, I mean, that was a pretty good play by Evans.
As he's starting to chat, saying the Colts have a couple fortunate breaks this drive. Yeah, Lady Luck has been on the side of Carson Wentz. You're talking about a guy that likes to sling the ball. He's a fluid quarterback. He likes to feel the game, drive the ball down the field. He's not afraid to take the big shot. Oh, that could have been nasty if Jonathan Taylor didn't get the happy feet right when he got the ball. A little bit of pressure in the backfield. That's what it'll do to you, sir. It made him kind of trail off the path of least resistance, and he finds himself only gaining a yard. But, sir, that could have been a touchdown.
That was absolutely
and I feel like I keep saying this.
Yeah, that was absolutely a touchdown. Straight north.
Shotgun formation, 2-8 in the backfield. We've seen a little bit of Naheem Hines in the passing game, but right now this is Jonathan Taylor back there. Wentz adjusting at the line of scrimmage. We've hit the 2-minute warning. Let's go. We're going to hit the primetime music. This is all me, sir. 2 minutes left, 3rd and 9, biggest 3rd down of the game. Carson Wentz checks from shotgun to single back, 2 tight ends to the right side. Wide right, Paris Campbell, a.k.a. Mr. Two Tutties so far. Looking to the right side, had him, didn't hit him. Looking, Carson Wentz rolling out. T-Jack says he got a little bit of wheels, and he just throws it away. So this is a field goal. What are we looking at here? About 49-yarder?
Yep.
Sir, could you kick a
49.
field goal, like a 30-yard field goal, you think?
Oh, man, I could kick a football over the mountain, dude.
Kick is up. Bueno. That's a 3-point lead here for the Indianapolis Colts. Tennessee, your time is now. $1:50 left. You're at home. Nashville, Tennessee, stand up. It's the Derrick Henry show. But we're gonna need to see a little bit of Julio Jones. We haven't seen him much today. He's been their big time over the top playmaker. It might be time to make a big play, but Cert predicted earlier this drive's gonna end in an interception.
Yeah, I thought it would be Carson Wentz to throw the interception and screw the game up and have the Tennessee Titans come out on top. But talking about going back just to which is the better quarterback, I think Carson Wentz has played a far better game. I mean, the Titans have been just kind of relying on Henry for the most part. I mean, they did well too, but I think Carson Wentz takes quarterback of the game for this one between the two.
Nice tag. 18 for 19. I believe that's what it said for Ryan Tannehill. An impressive stat line, but it doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. There's a few in there that I know Ryan would want back after it left his arm, and it's just been a very fortunate game. You haven't seen much ball hawking going on the defensive side of the ball, and almost right there, that was a dangerous throw. But what does Julio Jones do better than most receivers? He's able to protect his quarterback. You let it loose a little bit early. What he does, you get a beat on the ball here from the defender. He works his way right back to the ball, catches it, possession catches it, gets down. Julio Jones, a veteran of the game, but still looking prime time. Number 2, there's rolling to the right side, looking and cooking. Gonna have to playmaker. Somebody finds his man, goes right back across the field. That's A.J. Brown, an opportunity to steal it like Z-Star Stead. Here we go, down to the 11-yard time. It's prime time action. 1st and 10, 45 seconds. Clock is a ticking. Would you burn the timeout here?
Absolutely not. No, I think you want to punch this touchdown and leave him absolutely no time.
That was a late hit on Tannehill, too. There's a timeout for the Colts. Here we go, boys.
Yeah, now that you mention that, it does seem like I'm surprised that they didn't give him the roughing call.
Rampage the guy. Tighten up. Let's go. 21-24. The Tennessee Titans, I think, have outplayed the Indianapolis Colts today. They did what they came in here to do. They shut down Jonathan Taylor. No 100-yard game. This is a guy that came in with 300 yards within 2 games. The time is now. Let's go, Tennessee. Nashville, Tennessee, stand up. Let's see what we got here from Ryan Tannehill. Trips to the left side. Julio Jones inside. Slot there, man in motion. That's going to be a nice little trick play, right? Julio Jones, one man to beat. Tries to get outside. Nice tackle there by 37. Wide receiver, power fake, jet. And I can already see the felt tip pen of one motor.
Oh, listen to the... You hear the pen clicking? That's going in the books.
That will never... You know it's going to be like an 8-yard loss for you, right? That play has never worked before until now. 2nd and 4. And you got to wonder if Indianapolis... What are they saving these timeouts for? And Derrick Henry into the end zone. Maybe that's why. 14 seconds left. Out of burn a timeout. Home field advantage coming up strong here. Z-Star said at about 2 minutes, you left too much time. Tennessee's going to steal this game from the 2-0 Indianapolis Colts. Quick reaction, and it might just happen. 14 seconds left.
14 seconds.
What could happen here, sir? If you kick it off, it was a 4-point game, right? I remember some San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, a 4-point game. What happened?
The kick return heard around the world. That's what we're calling it. Yeah, it was terrible. Yeah, if they get a run back here, then you win. And that's a no.
Well, they don't even get back to the 25 at the 20-yard line. 80 yards to go. We've seen Winsoff his back foot tap dance some magic here early in the first quarter, but the pressure is on. The lights are bright. AMG Live broadcast number 21. And look at those deep down the field. Hopefully he got his Jameis Winston LASIK surgery, because you won't even be able to see those safeties and corners deep down the field at the logo.
Yeah, it's throw it up and pray.
Work his way back to the ball, can't do it, almost picked off. That would have been a nice game right there, burn a timeout. But you look at the Indianapolis Colts, here's one thing I'm looking at, guys, and this is what disappoints me as a fan of the Indianapolis Colts. I'm sitting here with 3 timeouts. I got 5 seconds left. Why didn't I do myself a little bit of a favor on that last drive and save myself a little bit more time?
Yeah, I think clock management definitely, they didn't do a good job of it in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, but it would have helped a minor.
And that's Pittman. He was the recipient of a touchdown early on. That's going to do it for game 1. We're going to head into game 2 here. End of the fourth quarter. Tennessee Titans final 28-24. Titans win at home in Nashville, and the Indianapolis Colts take their first loss of the year. It's a tough one. And the Titans improve to 2-1 as the Colts fall to 2-1. Ryan Tannehill, who's your game MVP here for AMG Live broadcast number 21? One of 2 on the doubleheader.
I would have to say Derrick Henry or Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, Tannehill made some throws. I really couldn't even tell you a better quarterback. It seems like Wentz is a little bit more aggressive deep down the field, and it kind of makes you cringe a little bit. But Tannehill is a little bit more aggressive intermediate routes, and it makes you cringe a little bit. Kind of similar style quarterbacks here. Both of them are on the move today. Let me know what you think in the chat, Wentz or Tannehill. And we're going to hit a quick break right now, and we'll be right back.
My name up on
blame Bananas he's not here. Bananas isn't even home. Bananas is not home. We're going to kill the second game. Nemo, big win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's the Los Angeles Rams defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Los Angeles Rams defeated the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Week 3. Appreciate everybody stopping by. We're out for myself and Surf. Any last words?
That was a great game. I was happy to watch that one.
No, your last words should have been mirror.
Oh, mirroring.
And you know why we're so successful? Why, Johnny? Tell us. Because we're diversified. Diversification.
Revival means restoration of life